Hey there, welcome back to Hiking for Health CA. Welcome to the year 2021. Happy New Year. And let's talk a little bit about what's going to go on for 2021, or to say it better, what I hope is going to go on for 2021. Some of these things I should be able to do regardless of what's happening. Some of these things, guess what? It's going to depend on how things are going with our ever continuing global pandemic. And for those of us, including myself, who are just so tired of that and hearing people qualify future plans with that, it's just a thing. It's just something that we're dealing with. As we sit here at the beginning of 2021, we are getting vaccines out there. That's really cool. Unfortunately, or I guess maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm kind of in the lower tiers. I'm not necessarily a big risk factor. I'm not over 65 yet. I don't have, aside from some high blood pressure, major health issues that require me to get it sooner. So I'm just probably not going to get it until maybe late into tier 2, if not tier 3. Depending on what's going on in your state and your county, how you're doing things. Here in California, that's what it's looking like for me. My wife, being an educator, an actual teacher, she's probably going to get it earlier, in the middle of tier 1, coming up hopefully in the next month or two. But unfortunately not myself. So we do have to qualify things with, how things are going COVID wise. But I do want to just do a quick video at the beginning of the year here to kind of let you know, here's some of the plans we have, hoping to get out and get to this year for hiking. Last year was kind of a mess and a lot of things got canceled. I'm hoping that we don't have to deal with that this year, a lot of cancellations. Hopefully we get a lot of things going. So let's start with some of the bigger day hikes that I hope to get off this year. Mission Peak, I know I've been planning that one for a while now. We actually had a date set at one point, and then things didn't work out with the schedule with the folks that were going to go with me, and then I decided, well, the heck with it, I'll go by myself on a different time, and then that got canceled because of other stuff happening, and of course our friend COVID. But yes, this year I want to get out there and finally do that Mission Peak hike, whether I get to do it with a group of friends who want to go hiking, or end up just doing it myself. My wife is totally on board helping me with shuttling. She's going to drop me off at the trailhead in Fremont to get up there, and then I'll do the hike, or if I'm with people, we'll do the hike up over Mission Peak down into Sunol, and then my wife will be driving around the mountains and into Sunol to the Sunol Wilderness Regional Park and pick us up at the end. It's about an 8-mile hike. It looks like it's a fantastic hike. I really have wanted to do it for a while, so I'm hoping to get to it this year. Another one in a similar area to that is the Pleasanton Ridge Trail. I'd like to get up there. I did it once a long time ago as a much younger man in better shape. I want to get back there and see it again. It's supposed to have been, it's been sitting there for a while now as an established trail and as a preserve, so it should be really nice, and I just look forward to getting back over there and seeing it. So Pleasanton Ridge, definitely want to see that one. And I would like to get over just to the west of us is Mount Diablo. Several trails there. I've already done some of the regional parks that are near there, have a view of Mount Diablo, but I want to actually do at least 1 or 2 decent hikes on the major trails of Mount Diablo itself, including the one that summits to the top of Mount Diablo. That would be a heck of a good hike. Be a tough one, especially for me, who's not a much of an uphill fan, but I think it'll be cool. So those are at least 3 to 4 of the bigger day hikes I'd like to get going at least for sometime this year. Hopefully the first half of the year. We'll see. All right. Backpacking trips. Those are the ones that are also way up in the air. I'm just kind of semi holding out hope that I'm going to get that first 110 miles of the PCT done from Campo to Warner Springs. Unfortunately, I've got 2 strikes already, 2 years in a row. One, I actually set foot on the trail and an injury took me off of it real quickly. And then last year, everything got canceled because of the pandemic. So this year I'm hoping to. The only problem is the easiest way to get permits for doing any kind of the PCT is through the PCTA, but they're not doing permits this year. So I am, of course, you don't have to have their permit to do the trail, I've done a whole video on that. A lot of people don't know that. You are not required to have a PCTA permit to do the PCT. There are, other ways you can do that. Several portions of the PCT don't even require a permit. Some of the ones that do, you can go to the local ranger stations and get the wilderness backcountry permit that you need for those areas. So that is one thing I'm looking into doing if the PCTA is not going to be giving them out again. And again, depending on that. But the one thing I do want to do is the hiking club that I'm part of out here in the Central Valley is planning on doing a shortish backpack trip of maybe 3 days or so. I think 3 or 4 days. And it's going to be the PCT from Highway 80 north. And I think in 3 or 4 days we should be able to reach Sierra City or somewhere up in there. I'm not exactly sure how many miles. We haven't completely planned it out, but I do know the club wants to do that sometime this year, and so I'm going to go along with them to do that. That's an area I'm familiar with. I do a lot of backpacking in that area. That's where I learned how to backpack, was right there. The Highway 80 area, Boreal, that's Truckee, Castle Peak, a lot of little areas that's close to Desolation Wilderness. And so I really want to get up there and do that again. I like that area. It's a fantastic area. I'm so used to it. I know it pretty well. So it'd be fun to get up there and actually do a trail review on it. A good one. And then another big one I'm looking at doing, and my wife has once again pledged her support that because she's a teacher, she's off for the summer. She is looking into getting a nice campground somewhere, and at Lake Tahoe, one of the wonderful federal or state parks that are around Tahoe, where she likes to camp. She'll go camping and she likes to kayak. She'll do a little kayaking on the lake. In the meantime, I will be doing the Tahoe Rim Trail, and then she will arrange to meet me on certain days to do my resupply. That'll be a huge help because then I won't have to carry as much food. If I can pick and choose my jump off points where I go this much and then this is a spot that comes back to civilization, there's a trailhead that she can reach me at, get me some food. If I only have to carry 2 or 3 days worth of food at a time in my pack, that'll help keep it light. That'd be a great way to do the Tahoe Rim Trail, and with her help I'm hopefully going to be able to do that sometime this summer. And then also looking forward, shout out to John Wimmer, because this is his baby that he's kind of planning. He just needed a partner to go along, and I am ready to go along because it's been a hike I've always wanted to do ever since the first time I set eyes on the Grand Canyon. I've loved to do the Rim to Rim Trail hike, and that is what John Rimmer and I are going to attempt in October of 2021. Everything aligning and all the planets saying yes, we can do it. We're going to try and get out there in October and hike the Grand Canyon rim to rim. I'm looking forward to that, John. I just hope everything works out and we go for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and we're planning on getting that done, and I think we're shooting for 4 days. John, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 nights, 4 days, something like that, but somewhere around that range. So it's not like we're going to be trying to kill ourselves with miles. It's the type of backpacking I love to do. That's why I'm glad John has got it planned out that way, because he apparently likes it the same way. As you're out there to have fun, not to just completely wipe yourself out doing major miles in the day, so that you're so sore and wiped out in the evening you can't really enjoy anything. So I'm all on board for that. So Grand Canyon rim to rim in October 2021. Fingers crossed, we hope. So that's some of the bigger backpacking trips. For both day hikes and backpacking, there hopefully are going to be other smaller ones just for fun, just here and there, little places like that. Maybe some camping trips that I can do some road trip videos on. So yeah, with everything aligning right and the COVID thing finally settling down, we hope. That's a lot of the hiking I've got looking at for 2021. Other stuff for the channel, gear reviews. I still have not reviewed the current sleeping bag I'm using, which is the Big Agnes Lost Ranger 15. I have used it several times in several camping trips and in one backpacking trip. So I'd like to get a little bit more backpacking in using it before I fully review it. So sometime this year I hope to be able to get more backpacking in and be able to review it. My REI Passage 2 tent, that's the main tent I use now. I'll go over the pros and cons of it, because there are both for that particular tent. There are some definite cons that will especially make the ultralighters just shiver, but I do want to review that because it's a tent I've been using now for years, and spoiler alert, it's a pretty good 10. I do enjoy it, except for its weight. It's the main drawback. And I also need to review the backpack I have used since the Lost Coast Trail. So it has been on several backpacking trips, and I need to review it. And that is the Kelty Coyote 80. And a bunch of other little gear. There's all kinds of little gear and stuff like that I want to review, that I'll get out there too. But that's some of the major stuff. And then, as always, I'm going to be trying to get more on 5 on Food, that little segment I like to do. Not just introducing basic backpacking foods like I've been. There's a few more of those that I have to work on and introduce, but also I want to start shifting that over to actually doing some reviews of specific things. Like I did a whole 5 on Food that was just real basic, some of the top food bars that you can get. Well, I want to review like individual food bars in 5 minutes, as close to 5 minutes as my rambling can get. Just, hey, here's what we get out of this bar. Here's what I like about it, don't like about it, and other types of food. Just kind of review. Hopefully that would, like, I know I kind of find that kind of thing helpful as a backpacker and a hiker, so hopefully others do too. So I'd like to do some more of that kind of thing. Some more media and app reviews, of course, because there's more out there to review. There's all kinds of hiking related books that are interesting to read, apps that we use, videos and movies out there that are hiking related. So I'm going to be doing more of that. And the other thing that's up in the ground is every once in a while, if we just go on fun trips here and there in my local area, sometimes not so local and things like that, I like to do road trip videos where you just kind of, hey, here's some of the places we visited. You might want to take a look at these and things like that. The only problem was, of course, with the pandemic, we weren't doing any traveling this year, so all of those were kind of kiboshed all year long. If things get lifted and things start looking better and these vaccines start to work and we start seeing better numbers, hopefully we'll have some road trip videos coming out there again and just having fun with that. So that's looking at some of the things I'm looking for the channel for the year 2021. I hope that sounds interesting to you. Hope you're going to stick around. For those of you who are watching the videos and watching the channel, as always, thank you so much. If you need any comments, you have any suggestions for me for places to hike in my area. I am in the northern Central Valley of California. And for things like day hike, I would prefer not to have to drive more than an hour and a half from where I am at in the city of Stockton. But backpack trips, I will range a little farther. So if you have any suggestions, things that you just thought were great or you'd love to see on video, things like that, let me know. Comments down below, anywhere else I post this, and of course, as always, at hikingforhealthca@gmail.com. And that's going to be it for the first video of 2021. Welcome to the new year. Welcome back to Hiking for Health CA, and I'll see you next time.